A group of soil scientists from several research organisations recently set out to quantify the storage of carbon both above and below ground in kiwifruit orchards. They conducted a survey of 40 orchards in Western Bay of Plenty to assess the carbon footprint of the orchard phase of kiwifruit production.
The research is investigating the organic carbon in kiwifruit orchards in the Western Bay of Plenty in great detail, but also throughout kiwifruit growing regions in New Zealand in general. The reason why soil organic carbon and this research is important is it's an important driver of soil productivity. So for the grower, soil organic carbon is very important in the role of nutrient cycling and nutrient supply to the plant. It's also important in water storage, which is going to become increasingly important. It's also important for soil microbes that help feed the plant as well. That's the first part of the project. The second part of the project was investigating the storage of carbon under kiwifruit so that Zespri could have that information to go to markets, particularly in the Northern Hemisphere, that were asking the question of the industry around carbon footprinting, particularly from a shipping point of view, so that the Zespri was able to say that the kiwifruit orchards were sequestering, storing a certain volume of carbon in the soil, effectively offsetting that shipping carbon emissions. When we started the soil carbon project, we were primarily looking at Hayward orchards and also Hort 16A gold orchards. There was no significant difference between the varieties or between the organic and integrated production systems. What we did discover was that kiwifruit was sequestering significantly more carbon than pasture. And when we sampled down to 9 metres deep, we found that kiwifruit was sequestering approximately 6 tonnes of carbon per hectare per year more than adjacent pasture.
We started off with quite an intensive sampling program, measuring carbon to a depth down of 1 metre in 2 orchards adjacent to each other. One 10 years old, the other one established 25 years ago. Generally, we found if we look only at the first half metre of soil in these 2 orchards, there were no significant differences between the 2 orchards. However, digging deeper down to 1 metre, we found that the older orchard had sequestered significantly larger amounts of carbon. We also conducted a survey of about 40 growers, kiwifruit orchards in the Western Bay of Plenty, and estimated the carbon footprint of the orchard phase of kiwifruit production. And I think the most interesting result from this work is that the hotspot of greenhouse gas emissions is around the fertilization in the kiwifruit orchards. So for the growers, this means this is a point that they have to address.
As far as increasing soil organic carbon, there's a number of things growers can do. As you can see, we've got a typical kiwifruit orchard here that doesn't get mowed intensively, so there's producing a reasonable amount of dry matter in the sward underneath, and that's corresponding with roots growing as well. We've also found that the carbon at 9 metres was put there by root development, exploration, and ultimately root dieback and recycling through earthworms and microbes at that level. We've also got in this orchard some vermicompost that's been added as a source of organic matter, but also as a possible mechanism of encouraging feeder roots in the kiwifruit. When we started the project and the international price of carbon was $25 a tonne, it was possibly significant for the industry and or individual growers the ability to use soil carbon on a trading platform. At the time, it was likely that soil carbon was going to come in under the Kyoto Protocol, but soil carbon has still not come in under international standards, and also the international price of carbon has dropped to, I think, $2 or $3 a tonne recently. So the opportunity for individual growers is pretty minimal.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.